Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Thursday, February the 6th, and we're here to look at new releases that have been published this week. Apologize for yesterday. I was having internet issues due to a wiring thing affecting the room where our server was. Well, it still is, but we have something else going on. So apologize for that. Quick announcement, it is Thursday, so I do have sprints tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. They go for 2.5 hours. Our next sprints after that are on Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. and they go for 5 hours. So 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays. We're going to stick to the schedule today. We'll be looking at fantasy and science fiction. Tomorrow, we will be looking at perhaps the rest of the cozy mysteries and so forth. Somewhere between either Friday evening or Saturday morning, I hope to have a makeup day show to look at the romances. So I apologize yesterday's technical difficulties, but let's jump in. Fantasy and science fiction. First up, T.J. Klune has a new one. He's a popular author. This is called The Bones Beneath My Skin. There's nothing more human than a broken heart. In the spring of 1995, Nate Cartwright has lost everything. His parents are dead, his only brother wants nothing to do with him, and he's been fired from his job as a journalist in Washington, D.C. With nothing left to lose, he returns to his family's summer cabin outside the small mountain town of Roseland, Oregon, to try and find some sense of direction. The cabin should be empty. It's not. Inside is a man named Alex, and with him is an extraordinary 10-year-old girl who calls herself Artemis Darth Vader. Artemis, who isn't exactly as she appears. Soon, it becomes clear that Nate must make a choice, let himself down in the memories of his past, or drown, or fight for a future he never thought possible, because the girl is special and forces are descending upon them who want nothing more than to control her. The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith. This is a Victorian-inspired romantasy. Perfect for fans of Bridgerton, The Selection, and The Cruel Prince. London, 1848. For 400 years, England has been under the control of an immortal Fey queen who tricked her way onto the throne. To maintain an illusion of benevolence, Queen Moore grants each of her subjects one opportunity to bargain for their deepest desire. As Ivy Benton prepares to make her debut, she knows that not even a deal with the Queen could fix what has gone wrong. Her family's social standing is in shambles, her sister is a shadow of her former self, and Ivy's marriage prospects are non-existent. So when the Queen announces a competition for Prince Bram's hand, Ivy is the first to sign her name in blood. What a bargain can't fix, a crown certainly could. Ivy soon finds herself a surprising frontrunner with the help of an unexpected ally, Prince Bram's brother, the rakish Prince Emmett, who promises to help Ivy win his brother's heart for a price. But as the season sweeps Ivy away with glittering balls veiling the Queen's increasingly vicious trials, Ivy realizes there's more at stake than just a wedding, because all fairy bargains come with a cost, and Ivy may have discovered hers too late. Excuse me. Grave Empire by Richard Swan, first in the Great Silence. Blood once turned the wheels of empire. Now it's money. A new age of exploration and innovation has dawned, and the Empire of the Wolf stands to take its place as the foremost power in the known world. Glory and riches await. But dark days are coming. A mysterious plague has broken out in the pagan kingdoms to the north, while in the south, the Empire's proxy war in the lands of the Wolfmen is weeks away from total collapse. Worse still is the message brought to the Empress by two heretic monks who claim to have lost contact with the spirits of the afterlife. The monks believe this is the start of an ancient prophecy heralding the end of days, the Great Silence. It falls to Renata Rayner, a low-ranking ambassador to an enigmatic drinking game and a vicious race of mermen to seek answers from those who still practice the arcane arts. But with the road south beset by war and the empire on the brink of supernatural catastrophe, soon there may not be a world left to save. The Beast We Bury by D.L. Taylor. Will he steal her heart or her chance at the throne? Daughter and heir to the throne, Mancella Cliff yearns for a life without bloodshed, but as a child, she emerged from the broken citadel with the power to summon animals only after killing them first. Her magic is a constant reminder of the horrors her father, the ruler of the realm, has forced upon her to strengthen their power. Silver is a charming thief struggling to survive in a world torn apart by Marcella's father's reign. When a mysterious benefactor recruits him for the heist of a lifetime, a chance to rob the castle, Silver relishes the opportunity for a real future and revenge. But he'll have to manipulate Mance and earn her trust to pull it off. As the deception and carnage mount, Mance must find a way to save her realm without becoming the ruthless monster she's been bred to be. And when Silver discovers that his actions are fueling the violence that Mance wants to prevent, he'll have to choose between his ambition and the girl he's falling for. End of row one. You know, we see these when on publishing week and like these debut series or authors, and you wonder which ones are going to hit. Wings of Starlight by Alison Saft. It's been centuries since a warm season fairy in Pixie Hollow has crossed into the winter woods, and while most fear the legends of monsters lurking in the frozen lands, Clarion can't help being intrigued by winter's stoic beauty. But under the watchful eyes of the current monarch and the court's seasonal ministers, Clarion has little time to dwell on daydreams while the days to her coronation dwindle away. That is, until reports of a monster crossing from winter into spring make their way to the palace. Clarion sees defeating this threat as an opportunity to prove that she is worthy of her new role. But instead of finding a monster at the edge of winter, she finds Mallory, a young guardian of the winter woods. Together they form an unlikely bond as they race to save their lands. But as their alliance warms to something more, they will discover there is a season of warm season fairy and a winter fairy must not be together. And the cost could be just as deadly as the monsters that prowl the winter woods. Capitana by Cassandra James. Zemina Real has spent most of her life training at La Academia to join the cazadores, seafaring hunters who track down pirates. But her future is uncertain thanks to her parents' questionable reputation. They were traitorous pirates, and though they were executed when Zemina and her sister were young, they permanently damaged the Real name in the eyes of the Luzon Empire. Ability alone won't make Zemina a cazadoro to earn her the coveted Cazadoro cloak. So, when the legendary pirate Gasparilla returns and captures the Empire's queen, Zemina offers to bring back the queen and the notorious pirate in exchange for a cloak. But there's a catch. Only one cloak is available, and Zemina's competition is Dante, an infuriating yet handsome classmate with mysterious motives. With their futures on the line, excuse me, Zemina and Dante set out on a dangerous quest across the high seas, but no matter how far Zemina sails, her family's legacy haunts her, and her exposure to a world outside of La Academia leads her to question the very laws she's always fought to uphold. Is it possible she's been on the wrong side all along? Children of the Lost Shadow by Ryan Kirk, fourth in the legend of Adani. A new generation of warriors arises. 2 generations have passed since Ilion, Samora, and the united wandering clans brought against the greatest threat their world has ever seen. The land has known peace, and in that peace, humanity has flourished, regaining much of what had been lost during the endless years of war. Now an elder of her own clan, Samora has never believed the war against the Debru was over, but even she isn't prepared for the overwhelming strength of the foe that appears one sunny day to enslave humanity. She and her family have grown strong, but they are still children playing with powers they don't fully understand. Like his sister, Ilion has spent the years since the war preparing for another invasion, but he'll soon find that humanity's greatest threats come from among their own allies. Even he doesn't know how to lead a people that don't want to fight. As Ilion and Samora struggle both against former friends and this new enemy, it is their children and grandchildren that must lead the way into a brighter future, but only if they can conquer the darkness in their own hearts. Galaxy Raiders Abyss, first in a series, by Ian Douglas. Centuries in the future, the Galaxy Authority reigns over millions of advanced civilizations throughout the cosmos. From deep within the galactic core, the Authority's principal mind has won the allegiance of myriad nations, offering security, connection, and access to a network of interstellar gates in exchange for compliance. While technological advancement has brought interstellar travel and life-extending procedures to Earth, humans are struggling to maintain their sovereignty and cultural identity. The Galactic Authority's presence and technological prowess looms large, eliciting both awe and apprehension from a human society that finds itself at crossroads: yield to the allure of advanced alien technology, or preserve their autonomy in an increasingly fractious cosmic landscape. Naval Captain Alexandra Morgan has little trust for the Authority, and by all accounts, war is brewing. When the extrasolar colony of Sirius goes silent, suspicions arise that galactic forces or their proxies are pressuring humankind into submission. To preserve any hope of Earth's future, Morgan and the forces she commands will do the unthinkable: travel through the Abyss Gate and make one last stand against the galactic forces whose powers may defy comprehension. End of row 2. Star Circle by David Bunn, second in the Rowan books. The Rowan community is in hiding, but another seismic event is about to restore their powers and unlock the mystery behind the Rowan tree's supernatural forces. The CIA's devastating attack on the Rowan tree and its growing global community has left its members in survival mode. The loss of their unique abilities was a huge blow, and they have been in hiding for the past 11 months. Sensing another huge transformational event involving the Rowan's supernatural forces is about to happen, journalist Valentina Garnier travels to England, where a stunning event occurs at an ancient circle of stones close to Stonehenge, one which will finally reveal the truth behind the Rowan tree's mysterious power. Is it really an existential threat to humanity, or a cry for help from an alien life force? And that is all the fantasy and science fiction I have. I didn't delve too deeply because I didn't have a whole lot of time, but how about we look at some romance while we've got a little bit of time here? Never Gamble Your Heart by Lindsay Lovis. Second in the Secret Society of Governess Spies series. When the genteelly born, impoverished Frankie Turner's impulsive younger sister goes missing, Frankie has no idea where to begin the search to find her. But when she discovers hasty marriages materializing between troublemaking women and men who don't deserve them, she knows her sister is somehow involved. The only thread connecting the groomsmen is a membership to Rockford's, an exclusive gambling hell owned by the devilish Jasper Jones. And it just so happens that Jasper has recently become the guardian of a sullen 15-year-old. Jasper suspects his new governess has an ulterior motive for being in his household, but he can hardly find the time to uncover it when his life is in a constant uproar. First, Frankie teaches his niece how to count cards, and then she tries to break into his study. When he finally learns Frankie's true reason for being there, he agrees to help the brilliant mathematician find her missing sister, even if it means giving her a fake dowry and watching men trip over themselves in her presence. As he and Frankie work together to dismantle a nefarious scheme, Jasper realizes that for the first time in his life, he's gambling his heart and possibly lost it. That's a beautiful dress. On Screen and Off Again by Caitlin Cross. When Dax left, Will swore she'd never forgive him, but now they're co-stars and each other's second chance at stardom and maybe something more. 7 years ago, childhood sweethearts Wilhelmina Chase and Daxon Avery were on top of the world as the charismatic star and beloved sidekick of a hit kids TV series. But when the show got canceled, Dax left for college across the country and they broke up. Now they're in their 20s and their paths have diverged. Will gets more attention in the tabloids than she does in casting calls, and Dax is about to star in a buzzy new movie that could cement his place on the Hollywood A-list. The one problem? After weeks of searching and auditions, his studio still hasn't found the right co-star. Meanwhile, Will has just been arrested for stealing something from the home of a Hollywood bigwig. She gets to make one call from jail, and Dax's is the only phone number she can remember. On a whim, Dax swings Will an audition for the movie. I don't think a movie studio is going to invest in this person. It's a long shot, but it soon becomes clear Will hasn't lost an ounce of her talent. The years have given her a depth and intensity that Dax and the casting director can't look away from. As filming begins, the chemistry on both sides of the camera is stratospheric, but this is Will's last chance to reclaim her career. She can't get distracted. Plus, Dax already left her behind once. Will their romance be an on-screen hit but an off-screen disaster? The Love Lyric by Christina Forrest, third in the Green Sisters series. Iris Green used to be a woman with a plan, but all that changed after she met the love of her life at 25, got pregnant and married, and then became a widow and a single mother, all in a little over 2 years. Now, after years of hustling, Iris is the director of partnerships at a beauty company and raising sweet 6-year-old Kala by herself. Despite her busy life, she still can't help but feel lonely. She just needs to catch her breath. And one night at her sister's wedding, when she steps outside to do just that, she sees a certain singer who takes her breath away. By all accounts, pop R&B singer Angel Hughes has it made. He's a successful musician and has just scored a brand ambassador deal with an emerging beauty company, but he's still not fulfilled. He's not producing songs he's passionate about, and there's a gaping hole in his love life. When he visits the Save Face Beauty office to kickstart his campaign, he's delighted to see Iris, his stylist sister, the beautiful woman he secretly had a crush on for years. Despite their obvious attraction to each other, they must stay professional throughout the campaign tour, a goal that doesn't quite pan out. But when it becomes clear their lives aren't in sync, can they fall back and step to the same rhythm and beat? And we'll probably have time for one more. Unloved by Peyton Curran, second in the Undone series. Matt Frederick is all smiles, at least on the surface. On the ice, he's the star left winger for the Waterfall Wolves and a stellar reputation in bed and a potential future in the NHL. But in the classroom, he's barely scraping by on a 2.0 GPA, retaking failed classes and struggling with a rough mix of dyslexia, dyscalculia, and ADHD. Now tied to an NHL contract upon graduation, Freddie needs help to pass biology with a professor he has a tumultuous past with. Rose Sharif is a hopeless romantic with terrible luck in love, and now Freddie's newly assigned tutor. Trying to convince herself that she's very happy with her on-again, off-again boyfriend, Rose is desperate for real affection. As her tutoring sessions with Freddie lead to late-night phone calls and a deep understanding of each other's hidden pains, a real friendship strikes up between them. And inevitably, a wistful secret pining hidden by them both. Rose can't stop thinking about her first kiss her freshman year with Freddie, a spine-tingling moment that Freddie doesn't seem to remember. Meanwhile, Freddie can't let go of Rose's drunken, heartfelt confessions from the night she doesn't remember. While Freddie is determined to protect Rose from his reputation and prove to her how worthy of love she is, Rose wants to show Freddie that despite what others led him to believe, he's worth more than just his body. Together with gentle affection and true admiration, they will show each other how easy it is to love the right person no matter their flaws. All right. Well, tomorrow we will look at more books being published this week. I think we might just look at the covers of these romance ones. Maybe. We'll see. We've got a day to think about that. All right. So tonight we do have sprints. They're at 8 p.m. Eastern. They'll go for 2.5 hours. Bring your own book, work on a project, or just close your eyes after a day. Hopefully you don't have such a date, but this is time and space carved out for that. Should you need to do some self-care there, I just provide the ambiance. Hope you have a very good Thursday. Again, sorry about yesterday. I've only missed 2 now. All right. Let me change the banner. Hope you have a good Thursday. Be safe, be warm, read good books, and as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.